Begin tonight with the threat from the University of Michigan announcing they are ready to replace graduate workers who have decided to strike. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 Action News at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Now, the move would affect 2,300 graduate student instructors and staff assistants as the fall semester looms.
The grad workers have been demonstrating for more than 130 days now. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig has the showdown at one of the nation's most prestigious public universities.
The University of Michigan's fall semester is set to begin in about 3 weeks, and graduate workers say there's no way the university could replace them if they decide to strike.
I think the university underestimates how much value that graduate student workers bring to the university.
U of M graduate workers are represented by the Graduate Employees Organization, or GEO, and as the start of the fall semester looms, university officials are threatening to replace grad workers if they strike.
I think there's a really good GSI staff here right now, and that would just mess up what we have here.
Most of the grad workers are called GSIs, which is short for Graduate Student Instructors, and they just received this email from university officials saying GSIs who engage in a work stoppage will be subject to replacement for the entire semester if the university hires or assigns another individual to perform their duties, or if the university restructures the course.
I guess my thoughts are, who are they replacing them with? Do we have people who are willing to work for a wage that might not be considered livable by the people who are striking?
Bailey Sullivan is union co-chair of the Graduate Workers Solidarity and Political Action Committee.
We don't believe that the university can replace our labor.
Included in the latest contract proposal, the university offered graduate workers a 20% raise over the next 3 years. But one of the main sticking points is that grad workers at U of M's Dearborn and Flint campuses are paid less.
Just because by manner of your geographic location and the place where your program is located, you shouldn't be paid less. You're doing the same amount of work that is happening on the Ann Arbor campus, and right now Dearborn and Flint GSIs make less than Ann Arbor GSIs.
Graduate workers are set to meet later this week to discuss their counterproposal to the university as the clock winds down to the start of the fall semester.
We're essential to the classroom. We're the people who students interact with, who they interface with. We're the people who give them their grades. We're the people who watch them learn, who watch them grow, and the university will have an impossible time starting the fall semester without us.
In Ann Arbor, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you so much, Kim, for the update there.